Hello everyone. Today we were talking about psychological. So now this topic was separated to be 3 parts. 1. Loneliness. 2. Failure. 3. Psychological wound deeper. So, loneliness can kill you. Why? Let me show you. First, I will give you an example. 2 psychological list. They are identical twins because they live in the not so modern world. So, when they separate to get their psychological doctorate, they are very sad, and they can only talk to each other for 5 minutes because they live in the not so modern world. The international phone calls was so expensive, there weren't no cell phones then, so they can only afford for 5 minutes talking to each other. But at their birthday rolled around, they decided to talk for 10 minutes to splurge to get more money for talk. On that birthday day, the first psychologist, the psychologist's brother, pacing around his room, waiting for his brother to call. But waiting and waiting, his big brother didn't call to him actually. Why? He think. And that little brother realized something. As through those 30 months, they all learned the psychological lessons. His bigger brother no longer missed him as he missed him, actually. And that little brother knew that his big brother will call in the morning. But that night, it's the saddest and the longest night he had been. So, that's how loneliness works. And next morning, he glanced at the phone and he found that he kicked off the hook when pacing around the room the day before. And his brother actually called him. Then the loneliness work. We are surrounded by the people all day, but we hardly noticed them. It's our brain that making us thinking that the people surrounding us care much less than they actually do. And loneliness is actually could kill you. It's from your brain, and it's received from your brain. Why I said it could kill you? Because loneliness will just make you miserable. It could make you high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and high cancer percentage. It raises cancer high for 14%. That means you can actually more easily to getting the cancer, and it could flushes the protecting of your body. Think how the cancer getting more easily on your body just because of little loneliness. Well, actually, loneliness didn't. It's the only one that can cause cancer or other things. Failure has the same end result. And the actor, or I give you another example. I once visited a daycare, which I say 3 toddlers playing the same plastic toys. And the toy is a square boxes. It had 2 buttons on it, the purple button and the red sliding button. When you slide the red button, a cute puppy will pop out. And you know what? The first toddlers trying to pulling the purple button so hard, then pushing it. And he just sat down, looking at the box with his lower lips trembling. He got a great failure. And then he burst into tears. And the second toddler, seeing that little girl and is looking at his box and burst into tears without doing it. The third toddler trying everything he can think of until he slided the red button and the cute puppy pop out. You see, these 3 toddlers got the same plastic toys, but they had different meaning of the failures, meaning they have a different decision to defeat failure. Some people will just get very scared of failures. They started to think they cannot succeed in it. And that make a negative thought cycle. So when you're getting a failure, so your brain will talking to you like that. You cannot do it. You cannot do it. And if you believe in it, you didn't want to do it, or you didn't even want to try it again, then you'll become more succeeded that you cannot do it. Then you will never do this thing anymore. So That's how failure works. And if you get the rejection, which is the third main point, you making a new cycle, and it's also a negative cycle. So first, you're getting loneliness and failure, then you will feeling that you didn't want to say that the thing you want to say. What do you mean about the thing you want to say? It's that you're psychological. You didn't want to reject or doing your psychological health. Because why did you want to be rejection and heartache? If you heart is all aching that you cannot stand. So first, you will get loneliness, failure, rejection. Then you didn't want to find others for help. Then you will feel more miserable, and you will get high cortisol, high blood pressure, and then you will get more depression and more cancer. Then you will just die. That's how those negative thoughts crushing you until you're dead. But if you're trying to fight those negative thoughts, you maybe can give your psychological health a good living system, like when rejection, failure, loneliness by someone, you can just say, "Oh, that's no matter. I'm very great." But that's not to mean that you need to be jealous or something. You just need to getting back your self-esteem. So, when you're getting back your self-esteem, you can fall to those negative thoughts. You are just facing your negative thought. Like that when you're facing a fire, you can just grab a bowl of water or a firefighter hose to put out the fire. The finally simple thing is to delete your negative thought. When you feel depressed, trying to speak out, or trying to find another way to succeed, or even you can just talk to someone that make you loneliest, to see if they really dislike you, or they just disappear from your vision. When you get rejection, maybe you can try again, or maybe you didn't want to try again. You can choose another person that won't rejection you, and then that person will become best friend of you. And you will be happy to get in your emotional healthy healthy, and to get more good friends more psychological health, and more helper as to make the physical health and the psychological health as twins, not as the brother and the baby. Thank you.